So how far are we walking today?
I have no idea. Just put it in the top. Okay, and now really push. I need to get a note out of that.
It's our cutie patootie neighborhood. So we are doing a house sit, which allows us to stay in one of these awesome Stockbridge homes. Most of them are from the early 1900s, late 1800s. Beautiful, beautiful neighborhood, right next to the park. Amazing place. And we're taking care of a cute pooch too, so free stay. Do you have a good walk?
I don't want to clean up the poos you would get for eating this. It would be gross. Alright guys, so we know we've had a lot of problems with our sound, and our sound's bad. People have complained about our sound in our videos, and we knew they were bad. But our audio mic was broke. Our input on this Sony was messed up, so we could not use that. We tried to use a different one. It wasn't really working out for us. So we found a store here in Edinburgh called Camera Tix, and I got the camera to them on Monday. Called them today. Today is Friday. We were able to get the camera back and seemed to be working. They did a great job. So the price was really good. It's about half is what it would have been if we would have mailed it off to Sony and bring it back. So we're super impressed with them. They did a great job.
Good morning, lost ones. Welcome to Edinburgh, Scotland. We have been here for about a week. We are taking care of a super cute rescue dog from Macedonia named Cushy and staying in this incredibly beautiful house. And we've been out exploring a tiny bit, but we've mostly been working a lot. So today we're going out for a proper exploration. And the best thing about Edinburgh is most all of the museums are free. Well, we didn't make it far because someone forgot to eat breakfast this morning. We made it about halfway up the first hill and I was like, oh, I need to eat. No, I need to eat like now. And so we stopped at this super cute cafe called Coty. It's adorable, very traditional looking, looks very French actually. And we expected the prices to be astronomical, but actually, it's like the Eggs Benedict is like £3 cheaper than down the street. Perfect.
It's been one of those days in Scotland where it's cold, hot, so you can't decide if you need to have your sweater on, off, roll the sleeves up, pull them back down. It changes every few minutes.
Get naked.
And get fully naked.
Can't decide. All right, so favorite Eggs Benedict in the world?
Oh, where was that at?
Come on, you can do it.
That was in Sofia?
Yeah, Sofia, Bulgaria. So how does this one compare?
It's not as good as that one.
No, it doesn't look quite as good.
And this is mayonnaise.
That
one had, I don't remember what that sauce was.
I don't know. It's usually not mayonnaise though.
But it was really good. This one's, it's okay.
So we didn't show you that cafe in Sofia, I don't think, because we just did a walking tour video in Sofia. But we lived in Sofia for, I don't know, about a month or maybe 6 weeks. And we ate at this little cafe probably 3 times a week. It was a really great place to work. It was set up for digital nomads, and it had great internet and super, super tasty eggs Benedict. Like, it's gone on our list of favorite meals from around the world. So Edinburgh is a pretty small city. Like, you can pretty much walk around. At least the heart of it is super walkable. It's very easy to get to. Like, we technically are staying in like one of the, I don't know, is it a suburb? Stockbridge, I guess. But you can get around pretty quick and easy. There's also a super convenient bus system. You can buy a day pass on and get around super easy. But yeah, we of course are choosing to hoof it, and you pretty much get everywhere like this, except like down to Leith. That's a long ways, depending on where you're staying, I guess.
The bus was really easy to use. You just get on, and you don't have to have cash or buy a ticket pre. You just take your card and tap it, and that pays for your fare. So yeah, it's simple.
Or you could take a hop-on, hop-off tour. But we're cheap. Stop number 1, the Scottish Portrait Gallery.
I like the daytime because
Not dawn. Hey babe, I think I'm gonna have some of these boots made for you.
those are some fancy ones.
I mean, apparently they were all the rage. Can get them in black, get them in white. Fancy. So in our research it said that the National Portrait Gallery in Scotland is one of the most fantastic buildings in Edinburgh. I have to agree, this building is stunning. Portraits are, you know, portraits. You can learn some stuff though, but this building's insane. The Scots do like a park, and we like that. The dog park is a huge thing around here. We've met lots of new friends at the dog park, both people and pooches. So apparently, this Lord Melville guy, who has like one of the most giant monuments in town, is pretty much an Uber turd. This is actually one of the things that we've fallen in love with Edinburgh is the outdoor space. Like, it's just beautiful. And also, we always said that the Irish and the Nepali are like the friendliest people on the planet, but we're pretty sure that the Scots are giving them a run for their money.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
So nice.
Nicest people. Like, helpful. Always trying to help you. It helps if you have a dog though.
It does.
Because everybody wants to pet your dog.
Yeah.
The Scots are a little bit obsessed with their dogs. In a good way. It's a great thing. Like, there's a ton of rescues here, and like, they're really invested in their dogs and their dog walks. But also, just really friendly people. The lady at the grocery store has helped us like get a card thing twice because we lost our first one. She's super friendly. The lady at the museums are super friendly. They're like, oh, would you like a map? Like, they don't ignore you when you come in and like act irritated that you're there. They want you to see every little thing and they want you to enjoy it. And the family that we're staying with when we came in, like, they cooked us traditional haggis and toddies and nips when we got here, which is like about as Scottish as you could get. Like,
Yeah.
so stinking nice. to Scottish National Gallery. Let's see some art, yo.
What's the Scottish Academy?
He's distracted. National Gallery, definitely worth the stop. They had a Da Vinci and a Botticelli, a couple of Rembrandts, some Vasaris, yeah, and a whole bunch of Scottish and Flemish painters and stuff too. So super good collection, pretty well laid out. It's fairly small, so you don't need more than like 30-45 minutes. 10 out of 10. Beautiful museum. Wow. That is a big armadillo. Daggone. This building is seriously so pretty.
Yeah, beautiful.
Being on a giant boat. It's one of those steam paddle boats, river boats. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Well, Boo, what's your take on the National Museum of Scotland?
So it wasn't what we thought it was. It didn't have a whole bunch of Scottish history in it. It's like the Smithsonian Natural History Museum. Like there's just stuff from all over the world in there, and I mean it was interesting, and the building was beautiful.
Like I said, the natural history. See, I want to call it natural history because that's really what it was. The National History Museum was free, and it's about 3 stories. So, give yourself like, I think we were in there a little over an hour.
Probably.
We might have had to take a museum break and go to the TK Maxx.
All right, guys, we're back at the Scottish National Museum. We've already been here once, and we loved it, but we somehow missed a full section of actually the Scottish history, and we were very disappointed about that the whole time. We're like, we should have had more stuff in it, but we read online and found some more guides that said, yeah, it's in here, so we're gonna go try to find the actual Scottish history.
Long history of drunken revelry here in Scotland. This is supposedly a carving of a drunken aristocrat.
I can't believe we missed this section last time. Like, we were so disappointed, and now we found it, and we're like, oh, this is awesome.
Alright guys, make sure when you come to visit the National Museum that you take the back terrace elevator, it'll say terrace lift, up to the 7th floor, and you get a free and stunning view of Edinburgh from the rooftop. Poor fella. He got pigeoned. There you go.
Yeah, let's go. I don't know where. Somewhere, that way. Yeah.
You're such a dork. The saddest story ever. So apparently one of the police patrolmen had this dog named Bobby, and they were like inseparable for 2 years. Like he went on patrol with them and everything. And then one day the policeman died of tuberculosis, and he was buried here in Greyfriars Burial Ground. And the poor little Bobby, he was a terrier, he stayed near the gravesite for 14 years until he finally died. And people just like took care of him, but he didn't leave the grave. Poor little guy.
Royal Mile.
I'm one of the volunteer guides here. The tour takes maybe about 45 minutes, depending on how many questions there are. So if that's all right, then please stay to the end of it. If you're not enjoying it, then I won't be offended. On the original history of the church, there's been a church here since 1124, and it was founded by King David of Scotland, who was, well, Scotland wasn't really Scotland as we know it in 1124, but he was the king of what essentially was Scotland. And it was named after St Giles, and Giles is depicted in the middle of the bottom window there. He was born in Athens in about 650. He moved to part of France and lived the life of basically a hermit in France, and he befriended the animals, including deer or a hind, which is depicted with him there. And one day the king of that area of France was out hunting in the forest where Giles lived, and he shot an arrow at one of the deer that Giles had befriended, and Giles put his hand out like that to stop the arrow from hitting the deer. So he's almost always depicted as he is in this window with an arrow through the back of his hand and a deer at his feet. So why was this church named after him? Well, that's always quite a difficult question to answer, but Giles became the patron saint of beggars and cripples and lepers. And we do know that the Scottish kings and queens of that time were very much into trying to help those types of people.
Hey babes, what do you want to bet that the rain that's been threatening to come all day long while we've been in museums decides to come while we hike this hill?
It's looking like a really good chance that, yeah, it's gonna rain on us.
So we were going to end with the Calton Hill hike, but yeah, we ain't doing it in the rain, so that's a good place to end for today. See you later, folks. Hey guys, this is why we love slow travel.
Yeah.
Like, it started raining, we hopped inside a pub, we had one beer, and we ended up chatting for an hour and a half.
Probably.
With 4 local fellas. We learned all kinds of stuff, and we had a beautiful time.
Yep.
And you just don't get to do that when you have a stocked full itinerary, so we love it.